Hey friends, this is Anita Kejriwal. In this video, I am going to show you the new Royal Gateway dies by Heartfelt Creations. These are the cards that I'm going to show you in this video along with the flowers, the wild rose. If you like my video, do subscribe to my channel and stay with me till the end of the video to learn many tips and tricks which I give as I create the cards. These are the Royal Gateway dies and the 5 die pieces that you get in this collection. They are really big, almost 5 by 7 card size, and they all come with the matte layer or the cover pieces for the dies. I love these dies, they're so intricate and so beautiful. Look at this one. This is my favorite, and I'm using this to create my projects today. You can create beautiful frames like this and really play with these dies to create many new die sets or new pieces of die cuts. Just stretch your die, play with them to get most out of it. And that is what I'm going to teach you in today's projects. You also get 3 sentiment die pieces, Forever in Love, Thank You, and Happy Birthday, which can be easily used for any of the other projects with just the sentiments only. For my projects today, I'm going to use the small wild rose flowers, one of my most favorite flowers here, and the leaf from the large wild rose collection. So let's start making the flowers. First, I'm going to stamp the flowers using Rose Madder Archival ink onto my flower shaping paper. The Deluxe flower shaping paper by Heartfelt Creations is just too amazing to create flowers and give you perfect results every time. So stamp the flowers several times using the small wild rose flower dies onto the flower shaping paper. You can use your stamping tool if you want, but I prefer to do it this way as these give me better result and help me also to save the paper. Now using the leaf free archival ink, stamp the smaller flowers that has to be used as filler flowers and also the leaves wherever you find space. In this way you will be not wasting any amount of paper. Now I'm going to place the coordinating dies on these and cut them through my die cutting machine. So you see you can easily create these flower die cuts and leaves so well with the Heartfelt Creations flower dies and stamps, and they give such a realistic and beautiful look. So place all the dies on the coordinating images and then pass it through your die cutting machine. You can cut several flower images and stamps all at one go, like this, the way I have placed here. Now I have my flower die cuts ready and it's time to color them. So I am using the color Rose Madder, Carnation and Sun Dazed archival inks on my flowers. Why I use archival inks is because they are waterproof and I will be spritzing my flower die cuts with water, so that will prevent the inks from bleeding. With a blending brush or your sponge dauber, blend the two colors Rose Madder and Carnation on your petals starting from the tip. This way you get a very nice soft effect on the flowers and then darken the shade by carnations. You can create any shade of your flowers taking the darker and lighter shades of pink, blues, purples, yellows and oranges. But here I have taken peach and red as my favorite combination. So go on applying inks to the flower like this. I have already cut and colored my flowers from before, and this is just for reference so that you don't waste all the time seeing the flower die cuts that I have colored earlier. So blend the colors properly with the blending brush like this and then use the sun dazed to color the center. Don't you think these flowers look so pretty? Earlier, Heartfelt Creations had another classic rose die set and stamp set, which is also very beautiful. So you can even try that one. Now I'm going to use the leaf green color to color my these filler flowers and my leaves. This is the way I color my leaves, which gives a real vibrant effect on my leaves. So now go on coloring the leaves using the leaf green and the library green to apply the darker shade. I love this way of coloring. So even you can try coloring your leaves in this manner. Now I'm going to use the 3D flower shaping mold for small wild rose. This is the best thing that can happen to any flower maker where so much time is saved when it comes to shaping flowers and you get such beautiful shaped flowers, so many of them all together without wasting time and effort. So here I'm placing the dies, some up and some face down. And the leaves I'll be doing with my hand. Use your normal die cutting machine by placing the mold and the two cutting plates and then passing it through the machine to get really beautiful shaped flowers in no time. See how lovely they look, and you could do all of them at one go. So, isn't this a wonderful way of shaping flowers without wasting your time and energy? And you can even shape two of them together. So now using my groove golf tool, I am giving little more character and shape to my flowers by adding some embossing lines at the back. Then from the front, just pull the flowers and like this, the pointed end from the center towards the top to get beautifully shaped flowers, and then cup them with your ball tool. Repeat that for all the flowers till you get all the flowers shaped for your project. This is really very easy and doesn't take much time. So here I'm going to shape all my flowers. I will be using two big and one small flower for my big flower and two small flowers for my smaller flowers. You can layer the flowers according to your wish and choice depending upon how big or how fluffy you want your flower to be. So now I'm going to shape my filler flowers. They are already shaped in the shape 3D flower shaping mold. I just have to add a hole in the center and then I'll be passing a steamer through them to make my filler flowers. I advise you to make lot of filler flowers whenever you have extra paper. Just stamp these filler flowers in white or any pastel color and then put a pollen in them and keep them to be used as fillers for many of your projects. I have a bundle of them with me, and whenever I'm making cards, I just add few of these here and there to brighten up my project. And they come in really handy and saves also a lot of paper, doesn't like go waste. So here my filler flowers are also ready. I like to keep my filler flowers in white because then they add a lot of highlight to my project against the colored flowers. So here my flowers are all ready. And now I'll just shape these flowers which have already there and then layer them. So first what I'm going to do is taking my tweezer, I'm going to just bend the petals backward because these are rose petals and the rose petals are always curled backwards. So here using the tweezer, I'm just curling the petals backwards very little to give it a nice, realistic and natural look. I'm just doing it for the bigger two flowers and not for the smaller flowers. Now apply glue in the center. Place two bigger flowers together, offsetting the petal. Offsetting means when you place two petals, they must fall alternative to each other, and then place the smaller flower in the center. Cup very well with a ball tool and open the petals to get a beautiful flower like this. Don't you think this is really easy? Now for the smaller flower, I'm going to place two of them together like this, and my small flower is also ready. Now I'm going to add some center for my flowers. You can add frills if you want to, but I'm going to add some stamens. I have these yellow micro stamens. I'm just going to bend these inside a wire hook, put them together like this and twist the wire hook between my fingers. Now I'm going to tie it with a thread. I like to tie my stamens with thread and then pull it so that they really spread apart and give a very nice natural look. You can use a very thin florist wire if you want to. Cut off the excess thread and then pass this whole thing through the center. Just make a nice hole in the center with the help of a tweezer. very careful you do not put your fingers here, and then pass the whole thing to the center like this to create your flowers. I have already created many of these flowers beforehand so that they could be quickly used for my project. These flowers are really very easy to make, and I'll in my next video show you how to create many more types of flowers using Heartfelt Creations dies and stamps. So now let's come to the leaves. For the leaves, I'm just spraying them little water and removing excess water with tissue paper. Now with the groove golf tool, just add some character lines at the back and on the front of the leaves. The leaf mold is also there in the large 3D flower shaping mold for wild rose, but I prefer to use them like this with the groove tool. So now my flowers are all ready, my die cuts are ready, and we are all set to create my projects for today. So I have cut the die cuts in white and Lux Gold paper, and here my card making begins. The first card, the size is 7 inches by 6 inches, and I have already cut matte layers for this from the Wild Rose paper collection. The matte layers are smaller in size than the card front. So for the first matte layer, I'm just adding some seedless preserved distress ink on all the matte layers on the sides with the help of a blending brush. You can even use a tool applicator for this. Place the matte layers one upon other like this, and then go on arranging the flowers, the die cuts and everything. This is such a fun process and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this. So now I'll just put on the music for you to see, because this is really very easy to do, and all you have to do is to watch and then create a card of your own. So just enjoy and watch the whole video now. So that is our card, Happy Mother's Day, with the first die cut of Royal Gateway die cassette. And this looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure your mother is really going to enjoy and love when she gets this card. However, you can use any other sentiment of your choice. But I prefer to use a Mother's Day as Mother's Day is coming just next week. My next card is a hinged card. You can use the Royal Gateway dies to create beautiful hinge shaped cards like this. I have used the outermost edge of the biggest die here and then created a hinge card like this. On top of this, I am going to add another die cut piece cut from the same die and then adding some dimensional foam tape at the back to pop up the whole die cut. This way, my card will have little dimension and will also be very sturdy and durable. I like to add big strips of dimensional tape at the back so that the card becomes very sturdy as I'll be placing lot of layers on top of each other. Next, I am placing a pattern paper cut from the same paper collection Wild Rose and then adding onto the card front using some glue. So that is the first step of creating a hinged card like this. Our next step is to add the layers here. So for this, I have cut two pieces of die cuts from the Royal Gateway die set like this, and you can either place it like that, play with the die and see how it will look better. You can remove the center portion. Actually, I should have taken off the die from the center and then cut it, but I forgot to add that, and then so I've got this whole piece, but this can be easily removable with the help of the scissors, or you can also use the die for it. So I'm just taking this bit off. I can use this plate later, and here I've got a beautiful frame. At the back of this frame I will be adding this gold lux die cut. So see how beautiful this whole piece looks with a hue of little gold at the back and the golden gate showing from the middle. Apply glue on the top of the die cut like this and then place it on the Lux Gold die cut below. Just offset the die cuts a little with each other so that a line of gold shows around. This way you can add a very nice gold outline to your die cuts. So here my die cut is ready. I have applied glue on that and just offsetting a bit, I am having a little gold rim all around. And then I will be placing this on my card, which fits so beautifully on the card itself. You can raise this die cut a little bit with the help of foam tape. Now you should place the foam tape only on the area where you will be placing the flowers, otherwise the foam tape will be seen from beneath. I like to cut tiny bits of foam tape and place it on the areas which cannot be shown. This way my card will have a lot of dimension and the die cuts will pop out very beautifully. Now I'm placing the music once more, and there you will see how I'm placing all the flowers and arranging them with the leaves. So have a good time watching how I arrange these flowers till I come back for the next card. Isn't this card looking so lovely? Such an intricate and beautiful card. My next card is a 6 by 6 inch square card on which I'm going to first apply my matte layer with Lux Gold cardstock. I like to apply the full card stock because I don't want to cut a panel because that will add more sturdiness to my card. On that, I'm applying a smaller piece cut from the pattern paper. Next, I'm going to add a panel which is 6 inches by 3 inches on my cardstock like this, Lux Gold cardstock, and then placing it in the center. I want to pop this up with the help of a dimensional tape. So I'm just adding some foam tape at the back, and then I will be placing this in the center of my card. This way you can create a double dimensional card like this, highlighting the background with plain color and adding some design on the top. Next, I have cut the happy birthday sentiment die cut from the same set, and I am adding two die cuts together to pop it up or add a little dimension. I have cut out pieces from the Lux Gold die cut, removing the happy birthday because I just want a hint of gold at the bottom and top of my die cut. This way you can play with the die cuts and make them customized according to your own wish, and this will help you stretch your dies, and instead of one die just playing around with just a single design, you can add many more designs to your collection by playing around with these dies and creating new die cuts of your own. Now I'm going to add a piece of vellum paper at the back of the sentiment to highlight my die cut and add a little softness to the whole project. I've added a band of vellum paper like this, putting it behind the card panel, and on this I will place the happy birthday sentiment. It's a very simple card, but at the end you will see how beautiful this looks. There are three sentiment dies in this set, so you can use any one of your choice. Now the fun part begins. I'm going to trim a little of this die cut, and you see what a new look comes after a little trimming and cutting. You get a completely new die cut, and this makes the die so versatile that I simply loved it, that from one die you can create so many die cuts of many new designs. So I'm just removing this gate very carefully using my sharp scissors, and I get this beautiful intricate filigree die cut from the top. I have used two die cuts here, so just trim just little nips and butts here and see what you get. This is really fantastic, and I will be using this lattice pillar to add some design to my new frame that I have created. Do not throw this gate that you're cutting. We can always use it for a next project. So every part of the die cut can be used in a different way if you carefully play with it and improvise new designs. Here are some designs that you can use. I'm playing with these dies and I'm showing you the variations which you can get by adding these dies in different ways onto your card. So here is one way, here is another one, here is another one where you can use it so beautifully. So you see, this is a very versatile and a fun die, and you can create so many variations with one just single die. But I'm going to use it in altogether different manner. I am placing these two die cuts on the top and bottom, right over the gold edge of the card panel so that the gold can be seen as a lacy background from the back. Next, I am going to cut these lattice pillars from this die cut here and add it on the two sides. So that was my main motive, to show you that how the dies can be stretched, how they can be used in different manner, how a single die can give you so many new designs. So again, I'll be playing the music so that now you can sit back, relax and enjoy and see how I put the flowers on this card. I hope you really enjoyed watching this tutorial. Do buy the Royal Gateway dies from the Heartfelt Creation stores, and if you would really like to have a discount, then you can leave an email where I can refer your name to the store. This doesn't give me any extra benefit, but it will give you a good discount if you are a purchaser for the first time. If you have liked my video, do subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon if you want to get notified of the new videos. Do not forget to leave a comment. I really enjoy teaching you. I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching.